as a long-suffering Falcons fan, you asked Peter King something that to be honest, kind of made me. You said, is Coach Belichick being hired by the Falcons a foregone conclusion? And I lurched because, when it comes to Belichick and foregone conclusions with the Falcons, I just had flashbacks of Super Bowl 51, and I wanted to encourage you to tamp down those kind of.
All right, I'm sorry, Baker. Sorry, it's too soon to bring up the 28-3. I won't do that. I'll remember that. If Belichick is introduced as the Falcons head coach, how long before somebody asks about 28-3? In the first 10 minutes of the Q&A? Over under the first 10 minutes of Q&A. Yes, Eden.
And the way that they cutely try to get around it at first, or they're like, Coach, obviously you've got some history here with this team.
Yes, Marvin.
Within the first 6 questions.
Oh, so you're going 6.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to put over under 8 questions. Now, this is if he's hired. First 8 questions. Yeah, Pauline.
I watched the Robert Kraft, Gerard Mayo press conference yesterday. It was really fun. There was some back and forth. There were some awkward moments. I counted 4 Bill Belichick reference questions in the first 10.
Sure.
And they did their best to pay a nod to Belichick. But Gerard Mayo said, I love Coach. He's brought me here. He taught me. I'm going to do it my way with his influences. It was really, he did a really good job.
Yeah, but Belichick had already signed off on Gerard Mayo. We're not talking about Arthur Smith going, I'm okay if Bill Belichick comes in to replace me. Yes, Mark.
Yeah, you said the first 10 minutes. I don't think Bill Belichick's going to be up there for 10 minutes.
Ooh, okay. 10 questions.
Yeah, I said within the first 6 questions.
You said 6.
Like Seaton said, somebody with a little cutesy, you know, you have some history with.
Yeah. Yes, Todd.
What exactly then is the smart or curious or interesting question to ask of him, other than, how ironic is it that you're coaching a team that you came back to beat 28-3 in the Super Bowl? Like, what exactly? How would you word that if you wanted to get that in?
All I care is why Atlanta. That's it. If he has his choice of jobs, why Atlanta? Did the Cowboys reach out to you? Now he doesn't have to answer, and usually doesn't. I'm here as the Atlanta Falcons head coach. That's all that matters. I would just say why? Why Atlanta? Yes, Mark.
If he leads Atlanta even to another Super Bowl, I mean, his legend grows even more so than it already is.
Thank you, Marvin. That was Fritzy-esque, that if he wins the Super Bowl in Atlanta, his legacy even grows.
No, just to clarify, you're saying if he wins the Super Bowl
in Atlanta,
he'll do good for his image.
Legacy grows even.
I said if he gets to a Super Bowl, I say win.
Oh, okay.
If he gets to the NFC title game.
Yes, of course it would.
If he gets to the divisional round.
If he makes the playoffs, I think his legacy grows.
If he's in the playoff hunt, coach of the year.
Yes, Tom.
I want to know, for the journalist that's determined to work in the 28-3 thing, that specific
How would
question.
you do it? You keep asking about this.
I know, but I'm not just why Atlanta. I mean, like, if you're determined, I got to work in this 28-3 thing, what is the question exactly? We all know what happened. What are you asking someone who already gets perturbed at the media for stupid questions or things that are from years ago? What are you asking? I got to be the one that's going to bring up 28-3. So what's the unique question that you're trying to get him to answer? Besides the irony of it.
You're having an argument right now with an imaginary reporter about a topic they don't, about a press conference that isn't even happening.
No, but if it happened, we're saying we're already taking bets on it. If it's the 3rd question, is it the 9th question? So we think it's definitely going to be a question.
Well, we're joking about it.
I just want to know what the question would be.
What? Then tell me what the question.
No, I wouldn't ask it. I wouldn't be the one to ask that. I wouldn't bring it up.
You seem consumed by it.
I'm fascinated by someone that's going to ultimately be someone that wants to work that in, but how would they work that in where it's something that Bill Belichick thinks is an interesting question to ask?
I'm going to be the one that does it, so I...
No one's asked it yet. I'm going to get in there. So remember when, it's like old Chris Farley, remember when you guys were down 28-3?
If you were to guess how long it took you to make this decision, would you say it was closer to 28 minutes or 3 minutes?
My fellow journalists, they said that over under 10th question that we would ask you about 28-3. Coach, this is the ninth question.
Any memories stick out about the times you've played Atlanta?
Is it a 3-year, $28 million contract?
Yes, Paulie.
I know what Fritzy's saying. How?
Oh, I know it, but
I'm going to take a shot.
he's consumed by it.
Let's say you were a reporter who wanted to ask it. Maybe you said something like, Coach, to fans that associate you with the most painful day in this franchise history, you would say what? And I don't know if that's a good question or
I
not.
actually like that one.
But something of that ilk where it references it, but you open the door for him to, because he is the biggest villain, him and Brady, in that franchise's history. They ripped a Super Bowl win away from them.
I just try to win games. I don't get caught up in, how people feel or something.
That's probably exactly what he's going to say.
No, he's not going to say anything. If he's going to go home and go, gosh, I felt bad for that fan base, I guess I could ask it in a way that, Bill, you've been involved in a couple of heartbreaking losses in the Super Bowl, and the Falcons certainly had one of those at your expense. What would you say to this fan base to try to forget that or try to come back from that? Now, once again, he doesn't have to answer anything. You can have the best questions. When people say you ask great questions, I go, it doesn't matter unless it's a great answer. And the longer you go, the worse it is. Because you can see his face where he's just going, please just stop asking the question. Can you please just stop asking the question? We're just on to training camp. The longer the question, the shorter the answer. Because he's just going to go, oh, God. Yes, Mark.
Yeah, there's nothing better when I cut sound of Bill Belichick. It's 20 seconds of the question and 3 seconds of the answer. We're on to whatever opponent.
Yeah.
Stop asking. Don't even ask him any questions.
Yeah, but you're nervous asking him because oh, my God, I got to ask this question. I'm going to try to ask this question. I'm nervous asking this question. I'm going to try to phrase it so I can get a good answer out of him. And then he immediately takes the air out of the balloon. Yes, Mark.
What about just a photo op with him with the helmet? All right, that's it. That's it, Coach. Thanks.
Oh, so he's just up there with his Falcon helmet?
Yeah.
And that's it.
Him, Arthur Blank, the helmet, handshake. All right, thanks. Thanks, Coach.
And if I was Fanatics, I'd come out with Bill Belichick gear, that you could buy your Falcons Belichick gear. As soon as you introduce him, just say, and you can buy your Bill Belichick hoodie. It's available. And it'll actually be cut. Scissors will be used to cut off the sleeves. Pre-cut.